Everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to all things EFL Championship, League One, League Two, National League, and this week, the FA Trophy. I couldn't not do that because obviously there's not been many games in the National League, so definitely have to cover it, but couldn't do it alone, so I brought two friends with me, and what a great team I have tonight. Fantastic panel. So starting with you, Nick, how are you? How's your week been?
Yeah, all good. Football's been a bit up and down. Lots of things going on and off the pitch, but a few positives coming out. So plenty to talk about and plenty to look forward to on my 2024 positivity.
Pleasure. How are you in general, though? We'll not speak about the football yet. Just in general, are you okay?
Yeah, no. In general, all good. Nice and fresh weather out there, which is great, rather than it being hammering down with rain all the time. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Although I had to de-ice the inside of the car today to move it, so that was a pretty cold night down here.
Oh, it's actually been snowing where I am, but a lot of the snow's gone, but because it's that cold, the snow what hasn't gone has just turned into ice.
Yeah.
So I've been walking like a penguin for most of the week, and I'm really clumsy. So
did you see that thing in Scotland where they're training people how to walk like penguins? You see that on
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw something about that saying, yeah, another NHS initiative, isn't it?
Yes.
We should make it a feature. We should do that as our next week's feature. A video of us all walking like a penguin. That could be brilliant. Anyway, Anne, how are you and how's your week been?
I'm all right, yeah. Apart from the football, apart from that, yeah, I'm pretty much like you. The outside of the house is like an ice rink. Had to borrow my girlfriend's car to get into work today because she's got heated windscreens and I couldn't be asked to de-ice mine.
I love it.
Haven't been walking like a penguin, yes, but I'm fairly confident that is coming. I did fall over today though as well at work, so that was fun.
No!
Yeah, I'm all right though. It was fine.
As long as you're all right.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. How are you? Are you all right?
Yeah, apart from the Louis Molden saga, which I will get onto later, everyone. So prepare yourselves, everyone in the chat. It is going to happen, but I'm a lot more calmer than I was on Tuesday, I think it was. I'm sure it was Tuesday, but yeah, I will get onto that later. I'll
plan a song about it, but I kind of think of anything to rhyme with Molden. So it was only Colden, which I don't know exactly.
Holden? Is it
Holden?
Holden?
Yeah, could have been that. Never mind.
Funny. But of course, as we mentioned in the chat, we are not the only people here. So we have Aled. Hello, hope you're okay. We have got Chris. Afternoon all. Sad to see another club leave a league. I knew of Marsk United leaving the Northern Premier League and now Nuneaton Borough leaving the Southern League. Awful to see. Yeah. It is extremely sad to see, and it's getting a regular situation now, isn't it? No matter what league we're in. It is so sad to see, and yeah, I feel so sorry for all them fans.
They'll not be the last either, Sharon. That's the worst thing about it. It's just tough times for everybody, isn't it? But you're seeing like county councils going bust and everything like that. So I mean, football teams down there have got no chance unless they can get some funding. But then we've got the Premier League, having Saudi owners and rich billionaires and paying people $250,000 a week. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's absolute madness. Just some breaking news as well. It has been mentioned in the chat, but Troy Deeney's been sacked.
Oh. So, I thought that was a wind-up when I saw that. I thought it was a spoof one.
Yeah,
Nick's burner account again.
Managers you've got to have, Nick.
That was so funny.
Well, because the last thing I saw on Forest Green was that Deeney was bringing John Terry in to help him out.
John Terry and Jermaine Defoe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, because he does a podcast with Defoe, doesn't he?
He does.
Troy Deeney.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But no, he has been sacked, which was probably not surprising.
No.
Couldn't happen to a nicer club.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, and he really did pick out Darbo, didn't he?
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, it's not necessary.
No,
No,
not
it's
at all.
not. You can't do that in this day of age, can you?
No, definitely not. In the chat as well, we have Mr. Luke. All right, everyone, through to the next round of the FA Trophy. All right, rub it in. You beat us in the first round too. All right. We have got our very own beautiful Clare as well in the chat. Hello, my darlings.
Hello,
Shout
my
out to Clare
darling.
as well. I know. I hope you get well soon, Claire, and we really do miss you. Really do miss you. Aled as well, watching AFCON and his podcast, having a great evening. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're probably better to watch than AFCON, though, Aled, to be fair, because all the games have
It's so
been
funny.
shite.
Some of the things that actually happened. I don't know if anyone saw the video, but when that injured player came on and that cart came and he was being stretched off and the actual cart hit him and he like looked like that made me laugh. I feel like anything can happen at AFCON. Evening all. I know we start with the championship, but Troy Deeney has apparently been sacked at Forest Green. Thank you so much for letting us know again. We've got Richard. Evening, everyone. Our very own Sam as well. Evening, team. Great to see you all.
Well done last night, Sam, as well. It was a fantastic show, that. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. This one made me laugh. Do your penguin walk on camera, Shah? No, I'm not going to do it here. I promise I will get a video and I'll post it. I'm not going to do it live. I'll probably end up breaking my laptop or something, knowing me, or tripping over. It'd be good for you being framed, though. We could get some money for it if I do fall, couldn't we?
Yeah, that would be good.
We have got Sam as well. I left my keys in my mum's house and had to walk back in the ice. What a plum. Did you walk like a penguin? No, that's what we want to know. We've got Johnny. Hey, guys. Yay, Shari's back. Oh, thank you for that. That's really sweet. Thank you for all the interaction as well. Ends, bless up all. Good to see you in the chat as well. So, yeah. Should we talk some football? We have got Glenn as well. It's great that Cov City won another cup final. A massive win for them.
That was what I'm going to dig out in the championship, actually. So.
And I think
spoiler alert.
I know this one's for you being framed as well. I think £250 right in there. Do you know what? I'll do it, and we will split it. We'll split it between us all.
Well, we've got a lot of people on this, haven't we? So it'll be about a fiver each. So there we go.
Yeah, unless we all do our own. And we all fall over, then we could all get the 250. Yeah, let's do it. They might think there's something fishy going on now, mightn't they? If we all start doing it.
That was such a funny, like, kind of stick with some fishes going on. I don't think you meant it, did you?
No. You were too quick there, Ant.
Yeah.
I'm just too slow. And then crowdfund buying a lower league club. Do you know what, actually, as well, just on that, I don't know if any of you seen, but we've actually put together kind of a crowd fund similar to what Hereford are doing, you know, where it all goes and whatever money we raise towards players and investing in the team as well. So I just think that's a really good initiative from Rochdale. Because obviously we are struggling for money at the minute and it's just that bit extra to boost it. So yeah, I just thought that was a brilliant idea, but we will get onto that later. So the championship, who wants to go first? Who wants to pick out their highlight?
Well, bar our game, which I suppose I'll have to talk about, won't I?
It's up to you. You don't have to, but I think there'll be a very smug Clare in the chat as well.
Yeah, to be fair as well, Southampton had gone second, albeit very briefly when we kicked off on Saturday. It was a 5:30 kickoff. Sure, you have made a slight mistake there, but we'll let you off because it was on Sky. However, I was going to look at the Coventry game against Leicester because I watched that game. It was a strange game because obviously Leicester had gone 1-up with, I don't think it was a penalty. I think the player gets the ball first and then he's follow through, catches the player. I think it was the guy with the double-barreled surname, Dewsbury Hall. And then, to be fair, it's a good penalty and all that. But then the game just gets turned on ahead and Coventry, I don't know if it's a red card. Leicester gets reduced to 10 men. I know, like, we've got a couple of Cov fans in. I think Simon mentioned he thought it was harsh as well. I think it's harsh. I just don't think them tackles aren't allowed anymore. Also, I suppose in the Premier League it would have been given. So
he was a bit out of control, though, wasn't he? It was probably borderline, but
yeah, it was one of them ones. Some refs give it, some refs don't. Personally, I probably would have said it was probably a yellow, but especially in derby games like that, or there was some blood and thunder tackles. But fair play to Coventry, the second half absolutely outstanding. That's how you play a team against 10 men. You just batter them down. You batter them into submission, really. Absolutely superb from them. Callum O'Hare, if he doesn't get in the Premier League eventually, he might this season with Coventry, because I think Coventry will get in the playoffs. But he surely is, an injury-free second half of the season away from getting a Premier League move, because he is just different class. Absolutely fantastic. He gets I think he got 2 of the 3 goals. I just think he's destined for Premier League level. And I did say a few weeks ago, watch out for Coventry, because they come round about this time of year, and they're coming now. Really well done for them. Really, really well done to them. I say that through a grit of teeth, obviously. But
sorry, I'm just laughing at the chat.
But, fair play. I agree with what Glenn said about Darren England as well. He's absolutely awful. It's just, for me, I think you've got to look at games like that, and they are blood and thunder games, derby games, and everything like that. He probably would have been a strong yellow, but it is what it is. He's given it now. But it doesn't, I don't want, anyone to take away of how good Coventry actually were in that game, especially in the second half. Because a lot of people just say, well, Leicester were down to 10 men, but you've still got to beat 10 men, and Leicester are the best team in the league by a mile, and so fair play to them. They are, I think, Coventry are probably the team to watch out for now in the playoffs, if they get into the playoffs, because they're the ones that are going to come in on form, whilst everyone else in the league, ourselves, West Brom, Hull, having like dips. Even Ipswich, Ipswich have having a dip at them, and I know they beat us, but they have had a little bit of a dip, whereas Coventry are doing the opposite. They're going upwards, so they're a team to watch out for. Just hope they can, like I say, keep O'Hare injury free. I think it's Sakamoto, the guy they've got in midfield. He is wonderful, absolutely wonderful footballer. So fair play to them and well done.
Just going back to the chat as well, we obviously have Glenn. Put my teeth back in, I can't speak. Cov deserved the win. Leicester looked a bit off it. Great goals to win the game. O'Hare is a different gravy. Obviously, we'll get onto this match as well. Aled has put Ipswich and Sunderland play well in the game. Bless her. Lisa has put, hi, Clare, hunky. Which made me laugh.
I wouldn't do that.
Honey. That's what I was laughing at. It's our very own Lisa. Richard has put, it was a very harsh red. I think if it was in the Prem, they would have booked them or left it to VAR.
Yeah.
Who knows what it could have been with
but
VAR.
Yeah, but the bother is, I think, even in the Premier League, if that had been given as a red card, it wouldn't have been overturned by VAR, because it wasn't clear and obvious. So, and had it been a yellow card, would VAR have overturned it again? Probably not.
No.
But it's just one of them. It's what the ref decides. So, I thought it was a yellow, but I think you can't argue that. At the end of the day, the Leicester players made the referee make a decision, and he's probably made the wrong one. But when you're 1-0 up going into half-time, you don't make tackles like that. So it's his own fault anyway. So he deserves everything he got, really.
Definitely. As well, Simon has put, hopefully O'Hare signs a new contract. This is totally a different game, but Johnny has put, guys, is John Del Thompson on the line at Blackburn?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And then obviously Mr. Luke agrees. Coventry beating Leicester is mine. Aled put, wasn't Ipswich's winner a header? All
right, Aled.
Sakamoto is a bag of tricks. And Simon is obviously showing
he's a really good
footballer.
Well. He's a really, really good footballer.
Before we get on to obviously the Sunderland game, sorry, Anne, I will come to you first, Nick. Any standouts for you?
Nick, just every other game.
I could talk about one of the goals because it looked very Swindon-y in your game, but I'll leave you to discuss that.
I was hoping you'd pick Ipswich Sunderland then.
No, Ant's got to do that. He can't get away with it, I'm afraid. Sorry, mate. I'm just looking at, I see Birmingham got a draw with a 95th minute equaliser. So they're obviously having trying to get back on their feet. So that's probably quite a good result for them against Swansea, because they're, Swansea aren't a bad side, although their form is, like a lot of teams in this league, is dipped a bit. But like you say, there's again a lot of good results. I mean, Southampton stands out. Obviously, I know it's a beat at Sheffield Wednesday, but it's still a 4-0 victory. West Brom seem to be on a bit of a roll. Again, another 4 goals from West Brom. And Middlesbrough back to winning ways. And that's a great result then at Millwall, because obviously whatever their form is, that's never an easy place to go to get a victory. And it's going to be really, really tight at the top, because you also got Leeds winning 3-0 at Cardiff. And again, Cardiff could be a difficult place to go to. But I think they had a pretty decent start. 2-0 up within half an hour. And that probably wrapped the game up. And then they finished off a couple of minutes from the end. So it looks like Leeds are getting back to how they were playing previously. Fast pace, lots of support, good runners. So, that top of that league is going to be really interesting come the latter part of the season.
Leeds are like that, aren't they? They're either blow teams away and win 3 or 4-0, or they get beat 1-0. There's just no middle ground with them, is there?
It's not, no. No, just going back to the chat as well, Claire is put, anyone know who's top of League Two? We will come on to that very soon, Claire. I will read what you sent as well. Chris has put, yes, Borough with the 3 points. Yeah, they're doing all right at the minute, Borough, aren't they? Richard, obviously, living locally to Blackburn, the local press seemed to make it sound like Thomason is under pressure. Chris has put no one to Claire. Aled has put, I wasn't trying to dig. I'm not sure if I am mixing 2 games.
It was a header. By the smallest player on the bloody pitch.
Richard has put, I heard they have suspended the league for irregular activity, Claire. Oh. Katie said a top of League Two, Mr. Luke's put. Johnny's put Leeds missed a penalty as well.
Yeah.
And then she's also put that she loves you, Uncle Nick. Claire has put.
Bless. You look after yourself, Claire. You take care.
Whereas she thinks me and Charlotte are twats. So,
she's not wrong, is she? With me, anyway. With me. I'm so sorry, Anne, but it's come to that time.
Oh, right. To be fair, I am going to be honest. I thought it was a very, very good game of football between two very, very good sides. We obviously took the lead. Jack Clark with an absolute peach. Really good play by Abdullah Bar, just knocked down Clark at the edge of the box, and Clark just smashes it in. 1-0 up. I was actually out in Newcastle at the time and didn't celebrate, so that's quite fun. But
imagine.
But really over the moon with that, and then they equalised. I thought theirs was quite a nice goal as well. A little bit of a deflection went through Luke 9's legs, and I think it was Jackson who scored. It was a nice finish. But I thought, to be honest, considering Ipswich have been really, really good at home and we've been really, really good away, I actually think we did enough to win the game. Our problem, and it has been like this all season, when the big chances come our way, we don't capitalise, and it happened exactly the same on Saturday, where they play out from the back, we intercept, and Bellingham plays in. Now she's just has to hit just needs to hit the target, and it's in, and he puts it wide. And about 5 minutes after that, Auschwitz gives away a free kick. They put the ball in. Leif Davis, who's a frigging Newcastle fan, puts a wonderful ball in. And Connor Chaplin, who was ex-Coventry, which makes it even bloody worse, scores a header. He's the smallest man on the pitch. Scores a header. It's a lovely header, to be fair to him. And they go on to win the game. I think Michael Beale I thought he was a bit harsh in his post-match press conference, kind of putting it all down to Ashish, really. I don't think you should be doing that. This lad's, he's just come over from France. He's still new. He's still learning the language. He's still learning the way the English game plays. He's going to be thinking, I should have scored. Of course he is. And the last thing I think it needs is your manager bloody digging out. digging that out, to be honest. So he does love a winner against Sunderland. He scored in the 5-4, didn't he, Chaplin? But apart from that, I'm not too disappointed. I'm disappointed to lose, obviously. I still think the jury's out on Bale. I don't think he'll last the season, to be honest, because just everything he's coming out doing, saying isn't right, to be honest. And I don't think he'll see the season out. But we're on the telly again. We're actually playing tomorrow night against Hull.
Oh,
and
nice.
Hull aren't on form. So that's, for me, is a must-win if we want to get in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But fair play to Ipswich. They took their chances at the right time. Still don't think they'll go up automatically. I still think it'll be Southampton or Leeds, but fair play to them. There we are.
Do you really think your manager will go?
Yeah.
Is that sort of fan pressure, or is that result pressure?
I think it's a bit of both, mate. But the fact is now we've played 5-6 games under him now, and it doesn't seem to be. You normally see an improvement, don't you? But the problem is ours has been, it's been the same. You know what I mean? It hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. We'd still look too slow. He hasn't changed any. He hasn't done any formation tweaks. He's not done any real personnel changes. You know, I mean, everyone can see that Joe Bellingham needs a rest, and Joe Bellingham's still getting flogged for 90 minutes, and his form has dipped. You know, it's going to. He's an 18-year-old kid. He decided to put a striker in. Our striker scored in Rusin against Preston, and then in the next game he's dropped. I think he's just playing roulette at the minute, which is exactly what Tony Mowbray was doing. So for me, we didn't want him the fans didn't want him in the first place.
No, I know.
He needed to have a very good start to win over the fans. It hasn't really happened. If we lose, we've got some difficult games coming up. We've got Borough away, Hull at home. Big game against Stoke next week. And Stoke have just got a new manager, and Stoke will start to improve under him. Is it possible that he might be gone by the end of the season? If we're not going up, for me, if they've got an idea that we want someone in and someone becomes available, because there is now what there wasn't 6 weeks ago, there's managers who are available, whereas 6 weeks ago it was probably someone from Europe or something like that. Like Will Still, I would have gone all out on Will Still, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Just there's been no change, there really has. We've been linked with a few players in the transfer window. Obviously, I think Macaulay Longstaff's been rumoured, and I like Macaulay Longstaff, but he's a Newcastle fan, so I don't like Newcastle fans at Sunderland. I just don't like it. It's just we've been burnt too many times with that. But to be fair, man, he knows where the back of the net is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. And also, we're being rumoured with it is Langstaff, not Longstaff. I do apologise. But we're being linked with Jan Villa, who we had in the Premier League a fair few years ago. He's 33 now, but he's ideal for what we need because we're desperate for a defensive midfielder. Yeah. And I would love that. You know what I mean? It would be absolutely amazing if. Because he's, apart from Amad Diallo, was probably the best loan player I've ever seen at Sunderland. So they're saying never to fall in love with a loan player. Well, if he comes our player, the problem is with that, when we've had loan players before, they've then come back and been shite. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, that's it. It's still just as bad. No, we'll see what happens.
In the chat as well, Clare has put, "It's okay, Anne. We all lose sometimes. Love you, kiddo."
Oh, love you too, Claire.
Richard has put, "I have loved how much exposure the lower leagues got on TV this weekend because half the Premier League was on a break." Yeah. Completely agree with that.
It's more exciting as well, isn't it?
Definitely.
Plus, no VAR makes games much better.
I know. That is true.
Exactly.
That is true.
I said that last week, Nick. I don't know if you were watching. I said that last week with the Derby game, even though we got stuffed. It was.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, brilliant.
How free-form the game was.
Yeah, just get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love it.
Aled has put, "I predicted a draw because of the record both had, Ipswich home record and Sunderland away record." Glenn has put, "Thoughts on Maynard from Wealdstone taking over at Notts County?"
Yeah. I think you're probably more qualified than me for that, because I don't know who he is. Is it Nicky Maynard?
It was quite a weird one for me, to be honest, because with Notts County and obviously the money they've got, I thought they would have got like a different or someone from a higher like perspective, but obviously upcoming manager and stuff, obviously he's done well with Wealdstone, so I don't really know much about him, to be fair. But
it seems a strange appointment. I agree with you, because there's a lot of there's managers like in and around, aren't there, like who they could have had. And then they've decided to go for someone. I can understand if they went for the Chesterfield manager or someone like that who are flying high, but Wealdstone aren't exactly setting the world alight, are they? So it seems a little bit of a weird one.
The only thing I can kind of think of as well, which obviously we've said before, where even though obviously like it could have gone out there, splashed the cash and got a decent, like a high and quite a big name, at least they've gone through that route as well. So they must see some potential and they must see something in him. But if anybody else in the chat knows or wants to obviously share their opinion, please feel free.
Just very quickly as well before we go on to League One, Watford 2, QPR 1. Jake Livermore were 2 absolute screamers and did not celebrate. So fair play to him, because both of them goals were absolute. If I scored one of them goals, Aberdeen Road Z. I mean, they were both absolutely amazing goals. So fair play to him. And also Bristol City, although they lost 2-0 to Preston during the week. They beat West Ham in the FA Cup.
And
they were absolutely fantastic.
They were.
So fair play to them.
Brilliant result. Obviously on that Maynard situation as well, we've got a few people. Aled has put, I think Maynard could do well, but will he cope with being with a bigger club? This was my opinion on what I thought. And Aled has also put, will he be able to handle the pressure? That's exactly what I thought, because it's not as if Notts County are obviously a team that are just going by in League Two. I think because of obviously what the money and what they've achieved last season in the National League, and they are up there as well, I think there'll be massive pressure on him. But who knows? Who knows? Simon has put, is it Michael Beale or Ian Beale?
Cindy Beale, the way it's bloody going.
Clare has also put jury out on Maynard, but good luck to him. Big jump from a little club to a big league club, but wish him well, Saturday aside. Chris has put, Sunderland owner isn't helping either, Ant.
I don't know if he needs to be more hands-on. He definitely needs to be more hands-on. I'm not blaming him for the debacle of what happened with the Newcastle fans and the Black Cats, but I'm not blaming him for that, but I do think he needs to be a little bit more hands-on.
Or as well, I'm so sorry in the chat. Lucas, who has been streaming on Twitch, our very own Lucas, has done a raid and brought lots of people into the chat. So I'm so sorry. It doesn't tell me, and I'm not used to all that kind of thing on here. But thank you so much for doing that, Lucas. We love you. So I am sorry I didn't know about that. But thank you so much. Aled has put alongside Derby and Wrexham. Richard has put Mourinho to Sunderland. You heard it first. Would you be happy with that, Anne?
He's going to Newcastle, apparently, isn't he?
Well, so they say. Okay. No, that's not going to happen, is it? That'd be mad.
It'd be a massive. I mean, as much as I think it'd be hilarious, it'd be a huge step backwards for Newcastle. Yeah. But yeah, I'd bite your hand off for Mourinho at Sunderland. I'd bite your hand off for anybody, to be honest. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Glenn in the chat has also put Beale's record in the Championship: 2 clean sheets in 5 games at Sunderland and 5 clean sheets in 21 games at QPR. He's lost 6 of his last 10 games he's managed in the Championship.
It just seems to be a manager with, I think he's just on a bit of, I just don't think he's a very good manager, actually, but I think he's just on so much. He's had so much of a hide in at Rangers, and he needed to do a good job there because he left QPR on an absolute. He really did leave them in the doldrums.
Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it?
And the way he left wasn't right, and he just needed to start. He just needed to start with Sunderland. Plus, obviously, when Sunderland got rid of Tony Mowbray was so liked at Sunderland. You know, even though we could understand why he got sacked, we needed that the manager to be someone who we will get excited behind, and we just haven't with Beale. We really haven't. And he's been on to a loss from the get-go. You know, he lost his first game. We got beat 3-0. We just completely went to pieces. We obviously lost the derby. And then obviously we lost to Ipswich. It's just not been any improvement, you know. There really hasn't. He's won 2 games, but that was against an out-of-form Hull and out-of-form Preston. And even the whole game we were battered for. We had Patterson to thank for that. And then he's sandwiched in the middle of it, a 1-1 draw away to Rotherham, where I went and we were absolutely turd. So it's just not getting any better. So I think that's probably why he's probably under a little bit of pressure, to be honest, already. Which... See what happens.
Glenn has also put this as well, and he's put sources have told Telegraph Sport that Sunderland wanted to appoint Will Steele, but would not pay the compensation needed to extract from his contract.
Yeah, because Will Steele is the Belgian Englishman who was the football manager. You know, I think he's a bit of a hipster kind of manager, and obviously he's, you know, cut his teeth over in Belgium. Now he's in charge of RA in League One, Ligue 1. And he seems to be a really, really good manager. But the bother was when he signed for RA, he didn't have his coaching badges, so he didn't have his proper license. So they had to pay, I think it was like 25,000 euros per game that he managed in. He's now got all of his coaching badges, so it doesn't really matter now. But I think they were wanting like 5 million quid just to pay out his contract. I mean, 5 million is a lot for a championship club to fork out for a manager, I think.
Yeah,
so I think that's probably why. I would love him. I would love him eventually. I would absolutely love him if they did fork out the money and all that, or they came to an agreement where he could buy out his contract or whatever. I would love him at Sunderland, because I think it's just that kind of. And it's that kind of left-wing appointment I think we need, because we've got such a young team. We probably need a young manager as well. Plus, he can speak fluent French, so he helps obviously our French lads up. But he was my choice to get, but we've got Beale now. We've still got to get behind him, obviously, and we're still only, I think, we're either just in the playoffs or just outside the playoffs, but we're still there. So
have a quick look.
Just outside, there we go. Level on points with Coventry. So I mean, that's a win. We beat Hull on Friday night. We're back in the playoffs before Coventry play.
Exactly.
And we're only a couple of points off West Brom, so it's still there for us. But there's also other teams that are, you know, coming now. Obviously, Borough now right in the mix. Coventry, who I've just said before, I think they'll get in there. So does that mean Sunderland have got to overtake West Brom? Probably, for us to get in. So Watford. I mean, we haven't mentioned. We barely mentioned Watford this season, have we? You know what I mean? They haven't sacked the manager.
Yeah.
Once.
That must be a record.
I was saying that must be a record.
Yeah, and I mean, and they've got the manager that they've got. Ishmael is a very good manager. So you know, they've just gone under the radar, haven't they? And you see teams. A lot of teams who get into the playoffs are teams that do go into the. We did that last year when we came with a run, and we'll see what happens.
Just on, obviously, we're mentioning Coventry then as well. Callum's come in. He's put, I've just joined, but on the Cov game, people said it wasn't a red card or a penalty. So they make up for each other. Both games getting run decisions, evens it up, in my opinion.
That's about right, I think, Callum. And like I said before, I don't know if you were on when I was talking about, I don't want the red card to take away what was an excellent performance from Coventry. Probably the best team I've seen play against Leicester this season. And I've seen Leicester quite a lot, obviously, because they're on the telly a lot, aren't they? I thought we played very well against them and lost, but you guys were superb. So I don't want anyone thinking that it was just because, you know, they were down 10 men. It was still a fantastic performance. And I think had 11 been on 11, you still might have won that game. So there we are.
This made me laugh as well, what Richard put. He put, careful, Simon, as Mr. Luke will claim Gateshead as the best team in the North East. That made me laugh.
Well, they're the best team that Mr. Luke watches in the North East, so there we are.
Exactly. Sam has put Maynards make wine gums, don't they? He does a great job getting them out. Oh, I love wine gums. I've not had wine gums.
I love a wine gum.
I do.
You went real northern then.
I did. It's called food's involved. I know. Graham's with us now. Evening, Graham. We hope you're okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, Chris has put Huddersfield looking over their shoulder.
Yeah.
And Richard has put, it's crazy how 6-13 for separated by 3 points.
Yeah.
One win or loss either could have a big change.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about wine gums now. I can't speak.
We're literally one defeat away from not being in capital letters. That's how sad that is.
I know. And Simon has put, Ismail is the first Watford manager to be in charge at the start of a season to still be in charge at Christmas since Marco Silva.
Yeah, madness,
wow.
Madness. But they gave him a new deal, didn't they, around about October time?
That's it. They extended it, didn't they?
And they've barely lost since. And I've got mates who are Watford fans as well, like off the Do Not Scratch Your Eyes podcast. So I'm glad that they're doing well, just not at our expense.
Sorry, I had a bit of a cough then.
Oh, off you go.
So top of the league, we have Leicester on 65 points. Ipswich are in second on 58 points. Southampton are third on 55 points. Leeds in fourth on 51 points. West Brom are fifth on 45 points. And Coventry have that last spot in 6 points with 40 points. It's because I'm thinking about wine gums in 6 spots. This is your fault, Sam. On 40 points. My God, I've got wine gums on my mind. And in the relegation zone, we have in 22nd Sheffield Wednesday on 22 points. QPR are 23rd on 21 points. And Rotherham are bottom of the league, unfortunately, on 18 points. Do we reckon that bottom 3 will change at any point, or do you reckon?
I think Huddersfield. I'd be worried if I was a Huddersfield fan. To be honest,
yeah,
I'd be worried if I was.
I really agree.
But it was mentioned before about John Dal Thomason as well. I mean, Blackburn are 10 points, which is a lot, but they're only 8 points off the playoffs, and they're in 18th place. It just goes to show, doesn't it? But I would be, I think.
Yeah, but
I think Sheffield have got hell of it, to be honest. They've got a great manager.
But Blackburn have lost 4 and drawn 1 of their last 5 games.
Wow.
So they're in a massive big dip.
Yeah.
It's because we spoke about them and said they were a decent team. They just need a striker. We jinx them all, don't we?
I know. This is a kiss of death, this podcast.
Who should we talk about then? Let's talk about Oldham. Can
somebody talk about the top 6 in the championship? And we go automatically. That'd be fantastic.
Well, all of them are doing so well, aren't they? Sunderland are doing awful. It's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to acknowledge as well, before we do talk about the games, about that poor Bolton Wanderers fan who unfortunately passed away as well. There was an incident in the crowd which did cause the match to be abandoned. So yeah, just sending condolences to his family. It's so sad to see. So I just wanted to acknowledge that before obviously we talk about the other games. So sad. So sad. Yeah,
horrible.
But yeah, let's talk some League One football. So Nick, any standout results for you on this one?
Massive game at Portsmouth with Orient. 3-0 victory for the Orient. And I see some of the fans have been giving Richie Wellens a bit of stick recently, which is crazy because he was a brilliant manager for Swindon. We'd have him back any day. He left under a bit of a cloud, but that has more to do with our previous owner. But yeah, I mean, they were 3-0 up at half time. To go down there and score 3 goals, and that's been their problem all season with Orient. They've only scored 28 goals in 26 games, so that's where they've really struggled. If they had a better attacking record, they would be obviously a fair bit further up the league. But and Portsmouth, 1 win in their last 5, lost their last 2. So again, it just goes to show how these leagues can change so quickly with a few results. And it's all these leagues are going to be really exciting run-ins come, and I guess Easter will be critical time as it usually is. So, but for me, that's the standout result is Orient going down to Portsmouth and winning 3-0.
100%. And I just want to apologise as well for my mistake. I had a lot of graphics to do this week, and obviously I've done the FA Trophy as well, so I do apologise for that mistake. But it was Leyton Orient, obviously. But thank you to everyone for pointing that out, and I do apologise.
I was going to say Lincoln got 2 good results, didn't they?
I know, massive. Fair play to them as well for fielding 2 teams at the same time and not losing any game.
So you've given Portsmouth another defeat by Lincoln already. So
yeah,
crack on. That's who we've doomed. Portsmouth are doomed. Yeah, you're out.
Being mad if Portsmouth are playing Lincoln went on this week.
I know. Just going to the chat, Graham has put Portsmouth's annual post-Christmas collapse is well underway. Yeah, completely agree. Chris has put Pompey on a terrible run. We have as well, Simon, that's a long trip for Exeter fans to see their team lose. Richard has put the response from Bolton has been amazing. They are even going to fund a bus for the Cheltenham fans to the rearranged game, which is such an amazing gesture. Yeah, fair play to them. Fair play. Mr. Luke, well done to Reading fans for pitch invading to get the message across to the board. We will get on to that as well. Actually, do you know what? We'll talk about that now before we go on to the next game. But I completely agree. I don't know if Wolsey is in the chat, the Reading fan who usually comes in, but he actually tagged me in it and just wanted to know my thoughts. But yeah, I think it's completely justified, and they need to do something like that to obviously to prove a point and to prove that they're not happy. And yeah, I believe as well Port Vale fans were very supportive of it.
Yeah, they joined in. They
did, which was really nice to see, like football fans coming together for obviously somebody involved in the game that shouldn't be in the game. And yeah, I do feel really sorry for Reading because I just think they're on a massive decline. And I know we spoke about it on the WSL show yesterday, Sam and the other ones, but it's not just a men's team. It's Reading as a whole, isn't it? Like the club in general. It's so sad to see.
Well, I think they also got rid of some of their backroom staff as well in the week, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that all the catering staff went, I believe. Wow. And but the other thing is, which typifies where football is at the moment, from I mean, I don't usually watch it obviously during the week, but I think there was virtually no coverage from Sky Sports on that going on. In that, you know, that just tells you everything what Sky Sports are in all they're interested in is the Prem. I mean, that should have had major coverage across, you know, all channels, because it's a massive thing to get a game abandoned, and then, you know, it's just unbelievable that there was no real coverage on it.
No, it's absolutely shocking. Completely agree.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think he's been told, hasn't he, by the Football League have told the chairman, the owner, either pay up or sell up, which, you know, fund your football team properly, you know what I mean? It's
100%.
We've said this so many times, haven't we? Because we mentioned about Southampton, Southend. Yeah. You know, with a couple of teams who have gone bust in the non-league. You know, this isn't just, and this is the problem with owners that are coming in who are just treating football. They're treating football as a business, and yes, it is a business, but it's also a game, and it's and it's first and foremost a game, and it's what every fan on a Saturday gets up and gets ready to go and do. They go and watch their team, and a lot of these people have forgotten what that's all about. And you know, for Reading fans, Reading have been through so much lately. Fair play to them, you know, for everyone, every single one of them who did that. I salute you now. But what football needs to remember, and what you know, the Premier League, the Football League, and everything, that this is fans' livelihood. This is what fans live for. This is why we go to work Monday to Friday. And you know, everyone's going through a financial crisis. We're going through all sorts at the minute. And football's your release. Football's been my release for my mental health for the best part of 3.5 years. Yeah, my team's shit, but you know, it switches you off from life. You know what I mean? And you get so many things going on from a Monday to Friday. Your release is to go and watch your team. And for a man who, and this is a very wealthy man as well, to treat Reading like that, I'm afraid it's a scum move. It really is, and it needs tackling out. I mean, never mind sell up or pay up. Just go, just sell up now. Yep. You know what I mean?
But But it shows this fit and proper test isn't working, is it?
Because
it's not an isolated club that this is happening to. And the other thing that, again, that, you know, teams like that are in the Prem need to understand the whole football pyramid is critical to football in this country. Right the way through from National League and below, North and South, and right the way through the divisions. And when you see Premiership managers, we shouldn't have FA Cup replays, you know, just for me, just do one, because you don't understand what football is, as you said, Ant, to fans down at our level, because it is your release. We've all had struggling with our teams this season, and but you still want to support your team, even if you don't support the club as such. And we've got our issues with that, but it's a team on the pitch that you want to see do well. And, you know, it's very important to the area, the towns, the businesses. If someone like Reading goes under, it's not just Reading Football Club that suffer. It's massive, absolutely massive.
100%.
You've got to look at like the surrounding areas as well with Reading. Obviously, the Slough, Maidstone thing, and you know, I think it's a Maidstone, Maidenhead. It might be Maidenhead. It might be Maidenhead, actually.
Maidenhead,
like teams in and around there. So obviously, Reading, who are like, you know, probably sending their young'uns out to teams like that, they lose out as well. And it's and obviously with being a club as well, so close to London as well. And you know what it is with Reading as well. I've always liked Reading. I think that, you know, John Majeski, I thought was a very, very good football owner. I thought he was a good gentleman as well. Yeah. And it's sad for any club, but just sort it out. You know what I mean? Please just sort it out. But fair play to every single Reading fan who did do that. And I think Graham's just put on there. You mentioned Sky Sports before, Nick. Sky Sports apparently reported as crowd trouble.
Yeah,
it wasn't crowd trouble.
No,
you know what I mean. So it's and the problem is with. Sorry, Charlotte. Sorry.
Imagine if that were a Premier League team, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And the problem is with Sky and with pretty much all of the big broadcasting. You know, the thing that's happened at Reading hasn't just happened on Saturday. This has been coming for 6, 7, 8 months. You know, at least. Yeah. And nobody's batted an eyelid over it. No one said anything. And now, it's probably coming to the roost now. But where's the reports been? Where's the Athletic or whoever reports been about what's going on at Reading? Because nobody cares, because they're a League One football club. And for me, that's absolutely horrendous. You know what I mean? This could be a club, and a big club as well, that are going out of business. You know what I mean? And the problem is, Sky Sports will have that stupid ticker on that they have in the corner like they did with Bury when a Reading going to go bust. And it's just not funny.
It's not funny. It's absolutely disgusting. And I know Sam and Josh were mentioning as well about hopefully doing an All About Reading episode where we can obviously shed some light on the troubles that are happening and get like a Reading fan's point of view. So if anybody in the chat or anyone has any contacts who come across this, please get in contact with us, because we really do want to spread the word and not promote it, but promote what's happening. So I don't know if it will help in any way, but I just think just spreading the message and getting it out there completely, it will do no harm.
But the other thing, I don't know if you saw it in the press that's happening, and obviously there's lots of foreign owners coming in and buying up clubs. But I see the police are going to start investigating clubs for money laundering. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening at Reading by any means, but you know, you've got to look at what's happening across the football arena. And it does make you wonder what the hell's going on across these clubs. Definitely. And especially now the police have said that they're going to start investigating them. So, you know, God knows what that'll bring out of the woodwork.
Has to be done. Before we move on, obviously, to the other games, I just want to go to the chat because there's a lot of comments about the situation. Richard has put, I agree with the actions for the fans, but I am scared that the owner is just asset stripping to wind the club up. But I wonder what can be done to force a sale. Completely agree with that. Graham has put, fully behind the Reading fans' actions. All of Charlton are behind them, as we've been through similar with previous owners trying to asset strip the club. Simon is fully in agreement as well with what the Reading fans did. We have got thank you for everyone's interaction as well. It's been brilliant tonight. Aled has put, really hope Reading's situation is resolved. Graham's put, I think Sky Sports initially reported it as crowd trouble and didn't even have anyone at the game for Soccer Saturday. That's bad. That's really
especially
bad.
when there was hardly any Premier League games on, chat.
Exactly.
So, and obviously, Lee, the Championship team played on Friday night. There was a game on Friday night, so there was a game on Saturday afternoon, which was Leicester and Coventry, and we were on the night. So you had 3 there, so that's what 9.
Yeah, if it was a Monday night game, if it was Monday night game as well, I'm sure there was a Monday night.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, so for me, that's no excuse. The amount of reporters that they've got, there probably should have been somebody there. To be honest,
it's absolutely disgusting. Richard has put, I know Soccer Saturday, they were covering it and what was happening and why. Aled has put Hereford, Macclesfield, Darlington as examples. Yep. Leyton Orient fans dealt with that as well before.
They have,
Simon's put owners come and go and it's left to fans to try and pick up the pieces. That's completely true. Clare has put fit and proper is a sham. I completely agree with that one.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly. In the chat as well. Graham, the fit and proper test isn't fit and proper. Completely agree with that. Chris has put Bury FC folded but are now back. It's so good to see as well. My cousins are Bury fans. Obviously, it's good having that rivalry like back in the day, like on the pitch, but it's never good to see like anyone, even if it's your rivals, obviously fold like them fans and stuff. But thankfully as well, they do seem to be enjoying it. But it's just sad that no one helped them in the situation when they needed it. And it just makes me sad. It really does. Richard has put, how he was allowed to take over the club in the first place, I don't know, as he has already had 2 other clubs in other countries that went bust. Yeah, I completely agree.
And that makes you fit and proper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
So, you know, there does need to be, Claire just said that, there needs to be accountability. I mean, say this lad's had 2 clubs that have gone bust, and I didn't know that. So surely the Football League are doing their due diligence there and said, hang on a minute, why have them other clubs gone bust? Because he's probably done exactly the same things as what he's doing at Reading. Yeah. So, work that out.
This as well from Mr. Luke. He's put, what kind of owner just loses interest to put money into a club with a lot of history and wants to drag them down like this? It's awful. Yeah. Claire has put, football is nothing without the fans. Chris has put, Bolton are another one that was in trouble before but have bounced back. What I do find with that situation, though, and I don't want to call Bolton and stuff, but they were in a very similar situation to Bury, but it was as if like Bury had no help, whereas then Bolton did. So I don't really agree with that, because Bolton had a lot of like airtime and things like that, and a lot of people knew more about the Bolton situation and helped Bolton out more, whereas with Bury, they just kind of let them rot, which I think was awful. And that's coming from a Rochdale fan. Bury were our rivals, so
Char Graham's just put a fantastic point there right at the bottom. Knowing the Football League, they'll deduct Reading more points for pitch invasion. He's absolutely bang on.
That is true.
And
that is true.
You know, and the same thing, and I might end up going on a rant here, but you look at the Premier League with Forest and Everton now. Right, I totally get what they've done is possibly wrong, because they haven't declared it's been something with the selling and they've got to be making profits, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But Chelsea are spending billions on players.
8-year contracts as well.
You know what I mean?
8-year
billions. Manchester United have spent millions. Newcastle United have spent millions. Man City are under 100 Premier League.
115, isn't it?
115 counts of being unfair. Yeah. Where are those? Where's these point deductions for City, for Chelsea? It's all for the little clubs, you know. Oh, we'll do it to Forest because Forest will go down, or we'll do it to Everton because Everton will go down. And they don't generate as much money as your Man Cities and your Chelsea and your Manchester Uniteds do. It's completely wrong.
That's been like that for ever and a day, and I mean, you'll know as well as anyone that Swindon had it after we beat yourselves in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
We got deducted. Well, relegated 2 leagues because of underhand payments, which is what a number of clubs were doing afterwards, and they didn't get the same as us because it was Premier clubs. And yeah, it's always the same. Oh, let's hit the little guys because they can't fight back. They haven't got the big lawyers and they haven't got the money to spend on it. So we'll make an example of them. And it's all wrong. It should be a level playing field. Now, whether this football, what are they calling it, is not administrator. They're bringing in to oversee
the regulator.
The regulator, that's the word. Yeah. Now, whether that will sort a lot of these issues out, I guess time will tell.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be surprised, would you, if in about 3 weeks' time, Reading gets slapped with a massive fine or a point deduction by the fans sticking up for the club, and that's not right. That's not solving the issue. That's making it. Pardon me. That's making it worse. You know what I mean? And as much as the Port Vale fans have went down there and helping out, you know what I mean? And
I was going to say, are they going to dock Port Vale points as well then if they do, because they went on the pitch as well?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
you wouldn't surprise you,
but it wouldn't. I'm fully expecting that next week to come out that Reading to be in charge by the FA for bringing the game into disrepute. What? Because the fans are appealing against their owners. Yes, a game of football didn't get played. You know what I mean? Big whoop. You can rearrange that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's madness.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, bless her. Claire has put in the chat as well. Can tell I'm not well. I'm sat here crying about how unfair it is. Oh, Claire.
I think you can kind of see that, because can you imagine that happening to, like, you know what I mean? Christ, I've seen some horrible things at Sunderland. Like, you know, we're quite close to being put in administration. Luckily, we got out of it. Nick just mentioned with Swindon there with the playoff thing. And obviously yourself, Shah, with Rochdale. Yeah. This is our love. You know what I mean? We go on a Saturday. We love doing what we're doing here. Imagine say if in our 5 or 6 years' time, this was our club and we couldn't come and even talk about our club anymore. Yeah. It is absolutely heartbreaking. It's so wrong, but it's been allowed to happen, and it's rotten. It's absolutely rotten.
It makes me sad.
It
really does make me sad.
It is
it's
so
just sad. It's awful. Simon has put, let's remember this is an FA and EFL that said we could play games in Northampton and Birmingham. Shawnee has also put, this is a slightly different situation, but I was thankful our old owner got caught as our stand has been on hold for 10 years with money still missing. Wow. Claire has put, that's what's getting me, Anne. We almost went bust about 2009. Yeah, we're struggling as well financially, unfortunately, at the minute. Chris has put, lost Benimore United in 2005, so I know the feeling of losing a club. And Graham has put, we were minutes from going out of business back in 1984. Yeah.
I think you can probably, whichever club we support, it's happened. And it's so wrong. You've got to remember as well that football as well as is a business, and the amount of times that just clubs are left to just spend money without any consequences is wrong. But the bigger clubs get away with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I think we're always just going to be fighting for the little guys here. You know what I mean? And I probably put myself in that we're at the minute, as though I always think Sunderland are quite a big club, but we're tiny compared to the Premier League now. Yeah. But it just seemed that the money is in the Premier League and no one else gives a shit about the Football League. And the Football League for me is where the proper football is getting played at the minute, and the National League, of course, obviously.
Definitely. Aled has also put as well about Wrexham. We were close on 2 separate occasions and was because of 2 sets of bad owners that got us consecutive relegations from League One to the North NLP. No, is that Northern League Premier?
Northern League Premier,
yeah. I had to think then, and my brain doesn't work. I'm dangerous when I think. To feel for others going through the same thing. And do you know what annoys me as well, right? It's like people who call Wrexham now, and I think like the bad times they've been through, they deserve owners like that. Mm-hmm. And to be fair as well, they do genuinely care. Like I've seen like pictures of them with fans, Ryan Reynolds, and just like, I know the documentary and stuff, but they deserve that. They deserve all of what they're getting now. And obviously, I know it's people being jealous because they wish it happened to their club, but I'm actually really happy for Wrexham because they've been through some really hard times. And I remember like playing Wrexham years ago, and now I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
but it's not the Wrexham supporters' fault that there's this bad feeling from some people. It's the likes of Sky and the other media outlets that have jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's, you know, I mean, I didn't go to the away game when Swindon went there, but talking to some people who did, they said their fans were brilliant. And it was a great day out, and you know their fans just love what's going on, and you know, fair play to them. You know, good luck to them.
Yeah, I completely agree. As Aled said, it's the media that have caused it.
It is the media as well, and obviously we're hearing things at the minute that on X about, you know, Newcastle's owners, and I don't want this to sound like a Sunderland fan would sound a bitter, because I'm really not. Because if Saudi backed group supported Sunderland, I wouldn't go. That's just the way I am. You know what I mean? I don't want to be owned by people like that.
Yeah.
But there's something come out in the media that Newcastle's chairman's getting a lawsuit sent against him because of some kind of dealings he's done with the Saudi prince, which, you know, was the legally binding term that Newcastle were going to be allowed Saudi-backed owners, because the Saudi prince had nothing to do with it. This hasn't been reported by anyone in the mainstream media. It's been reported by a guy in The Athletic, but not one of the North East reporters has gone onto it because they're scared. Yeah. They're scared of doing it. So it's madness. It's absolute madness. But I agree with you about Wrexham as well. I think they are a club who've been, you know, down there and are making their way back. And it is nice to see clubs are allowed to do that. You look at League One now. You look at Portsmouth. Portsmouth in the FA Cup final at the
Clare,
start.
Naughty Clare. Clare, you're very naughty.
Bless you, Clare. Portsmouth were, you know, nearly won the FA Cup. In fact, you know, like under Harry Redknapp. Derby County, who were a big Premier League side. Wigan Athletic. You know, these clubs of Barnsley, you know, Blackpool as well. They've all been in the Premier League. And through not the fans' fault, they've been owned by some absolute dossers. Shall we move on?
I have got a funny story.
Let's be positive. Come on, let's be positive.
I will make you guys laugh though. A funny story when I last went to Wrexham, and I say it was a good few years ago now. It was when we were both in League Two, and obviously before we had the troubles. But I had like one of them slides that obviously we wear in our hair as girls, and I was messing with it on my lip, and my dad kept saying to me, "Charlotte, you need to stop it now. You're going to get it stuck. You need to stop it." Anyway, me being me, got it stuck on my lip, bust my lip. Paramedics had to come because my lip was like bleeding everywhere.
Wow,
I had to go and get it all sorted just because I wasn't listening to my dad and was like that, messing with this slide on my lip. So yeah, I just thought I'd tell you another funny story. I mentioned on the WSL podcast that I fell asleep stood up at Barnet. So I just thought I'd say another funny story. It should be a segment, this, my funny stories, Claire's laughing.
Were you drunk then when you fell asleep, Char? Was it just
no,
the game was shy?
I think I was a teenager at the time, and it was just me and my dad, and obviously it's quite a long trip as well from being up north, and the game was really boring. So I just fell asleep, and my dad was like, "Right, Charlotte, come on, you need to wake up now. You're embarrassing." And I don't snore, but I grind my teeth in my sleep. So I was there falling asleep, and I was grinding my teeth, and it wasn't good. But yeah, it's all fun and games at an away game with me and my dad. Richard has put, "Defo need a story time with Shah." Yeah, I've got some crackers, to be fair. I've got some crackers. And Claire has put, "Bloody hell, Uncle Nick, what are you doing?"
Yeah, sorry, Claire. Just trying to even things up. Square up my screen.
Graham has put, "The funny thing about that story, Shah, was that we ended up not even meaning to talk about Barnet's ground." I know, that was funny. But yeah, back on League One. Any more standout games from your perspective, Anne? Apart from Fleetwood, obviously.
Apart from that, yeah, obviously got to give shout out to Matt Farley. Stevenage going away to Shrewsbury and getting a 1-0 win.
Yes.
Matt's positivity last week got me wanting them to go up now. I really want them to go up.
I know. I love Farley.
It was such a good result. Such a good result. But then, maybe Blackpool beating Exeter on such a bad run. And Blackpool, to be fair to Blackpool in the FA Cup last night, what a game that was.
Did you see Richard O'Donnell come on?
I did.
Make some saves.
Did see Richard O'Donnell come on, yeah.
Good
and Albie Morgan for Blackpool will not be playing in League One for much longer. Like, what a footballer he is. But it took Forest 90 odd minutes plus extra time, and it took Chris Wood to score. Fair play to them, you know what I mean? So well done, Blackpool. But Exeter looking over the shoulders, aren't they? I'm sure we'll find out in the league table.
I know. Bless Graham as well. If you do want to send us your thoughts on your game, Graham, I will read them out if you like. This made me laugh as well by Shawnee. It's put on the subject of funny stories. Every time I went to the dentist, I used to fall asleep in the chair.
I once went to a massage place. Me and my girlfriend went to a spa and everything like that, and we got like a massage and everything, and I fell asleep like about 3 or 4 times and only got woken up at the end because I was snoring off the masseuse. It's like, it's okay now. I was like, what?
Oh, funny. While we're on the subject of League One as well, I just wanted to talk about Northampton, and it's just basically they've now got Louis Molden on loan, who we had the goalkeeper from Wolves, and a lot of Northampton fans have been asking me about Louis Molden and what he's like. So he's a very good goalkeeper. He's just turned 22. He's a very mature goalkeeper. He acts older than what he is, kind of thing. He commands his back line. He's just so cool and composed. He's very good at playing with his feet as well, Louis Molden, and that's the kind of football we've been playing, like the possession-based football. So he's been really good in that aspect. He does like an assist as well for a goalkeeper. He had 5 for us this season, which is mental. And yeah, I'm hoping he does get the chance to obviously get some game time at Northampton, because the last 3 seasons, I think it is, he's played for Ebbsfleet in National League, the one below the National League South, is it Ebbsfleet we're in? I think they're a Southern team, aren't they? I'm sure it's National League South. And then obviously they got promoted to the National League, and he's played for Solihull Moors as well last season, and then obviously Rochdale for half a season. So he fully does deserve league football, and I think it'll be brilliant for him. I really hope he does well. And yeah, a lot of people have been asking me about Louis Molden, so if he does get the chance, you're in very good hands with him. He's a very good goalkeeper, and just his mindset for a young lad is so bang on for his age, and he's a genuinely nice lad. But I think a lot of that stems from his dad as well, who's Paul Molden. He's exactly the same. And yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he's obviously been one of our best players this season. And
is he going there to start? Sure. Is he going there to start games? Because they got Lee Burge, and he's not a bad League One goalkeeper.
I don't know, because I think from what I've heard, one of their goalkeepers who they had on loan has gone back. I think Shawnee can probably tell us more. Yeah. I think a goalkeeper has gone back. So now obviously they've got Louis Molden to kind of, I think it's competition. But from what I've seen, Louis Molden so far for us, and obviously in the National League previously, he's been brilliant. But I think Wolves want to kind of challenge him now, because I'm not sure if his contract runs out soon as well. So they kind of want to try and get him to that next level and progress him, which he fully deserves. Don't get me wrong, from a Rochdale perspective, it's awful, but he deserves a chance. Like, he really does. And he's just gone from strength to strength each season. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I think he's going to be one of them players where I'll definitely keep my eye out for him. And if he does kind of make an impact at Northampton, I don't think it'll be long until we see him higher up the football pyramid as well, because he's just got that mindset and that mentality, as well as being a really good player for his age. So yeah, I'm fully behind Louis Molden. I am rooting for him. Yeah, Shawnee has put, we'll look after him for you, and any assists we'll credit to you for the work you've done with him. And I think he'll slot in as a straight swap for Max Thompson. Yeah. You'll have to let me know as well how he does. Nathan, you're so rational, Charlotte. I love it. Lee Birch. Villa County. And Clare has put, we signed Louis Barry's mate, who is meant to be just like him today from Villa.
Louis Barry from Wish.
I know. The Wish version. But yeah, I just wanted to, obviously, I had a lot of messages on Tuesday when the news broke. And at the time, I was very upset. I was very annoyed because obviously we fell in love with a lone player again. We did. We say never fall in love with a lone player, but it is very hard to. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here. Now I've calmed down. Now we actually have a goalkeeper as well, because we had none. We was left with no goalkeeper, so we were all hoping the game would get called off on Saturday. We were all actually going to go down and take the frost covers off, so the game wouldn't be on us Rochdale fans. But now we're feeling a bit more confident. But obviously now, just moving on to the table. Portsmouth are top on 53 points. Peterborough are second on 52 points. Derby are third, also on 52 points. Then we have Bolton in fourth on 51 points. Barnsley are fifth on 49 points. Oxford are also on 49 points, and they are in sixth. And then in the relegation zone, obviously we mentioned them, and it's so sad to say, 21st, we have Reading on 23 points. Cheltenham are 22nd on 23 points. Carlisle are 23rd on 20 points. And then we have Fleetwood, who are bottom. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not grinning, I promise.
I am.
They are. If they give us Keane Hayes, though, I'll say something nice. I'll just slip that in there. But yeah, they are bottom, unfortunately, on 18 points. But they did appoint Charlie Adam as manager, and from what I've heard as well, I think they didn't play that bad. I think he's got him playing some good stuff, and he signed a couple of other players as well. So yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. That was my nice thing to say. Just going back to the chat, Simon has put, never ever fall in love with a lone player. Do you know what, though? From a Rochdale perspective as well, it is so hard because we heavily rely on loan players, because obviously we can't really afford to get that many players in. So we always fall in love with these loan players. It was Corey O'Keefe last season, and then obviously this season it's been Louis Molden. It was Ryan East, but we've signed him, so I'm happy about that. And obviously, as you all know, Keane Hayes.
I think the last four or five players we've had on loan I fell in love with. You know, you got Ahmad Diallo, Fabio Perini, Yann Villa. It's just impossible not to fall in love with them, especially so Ahmad. I mean, Ahmad just loved Sunderland as well, which was lush. I think it was some. I don't know if you've seen it in. I think Fabrizio Romano will put on that. Apparently, Man United have accepted loan offers for him from Championship teams, but he won't go because none of them are Sunderland, and he won't go to any other team bar Sunderland in the Championship. So it's like, oh, you little prince.
I love that. I love that. Just going back to the chat before we move on, Aled has put, Portsmouth could drop out of automatic with teams below them with games in hand. That is true.
Yeah. And they were gone, weren't they? I think we mentioned it last week. They were by far and away.
Miles ahead.
And then just Peterborough have got a bad Derby have come from nowhere. And they seem to be, I think they'll be one of the automatic two, to be honest, the way they're going. And I just love to see Stephen just get in the playoffs. Like, it'd be so good.
It's just because of Matt as well, isn't it? Because of Farley.
Yeah,
He's just so happy and positive. We all love Stevenage because of Farley, because we love Farley so much. Just going back to the chat before we move on as well, Mr. Luke has put Kyron Lofthouse, Camille Conte, Luke Armstrong, Brad James. I want them all back. I know they have lost some major players. Bless them, Gateshead. That's sad. Nick, what I'll do, I'll leave you to talk Swindon. I'm just going to go and grab a drink of water because I feel like I'm going to have a coughing fit. So I will leave you to talk Swindon. I'll be 2 minutes.
Well, lots going on at Swindon. Manager's been sacked, so not a great surprise with results, but a lot of fans were unhappy with what was going on the pitch because we have actually been abysmal. The performances have been bad and the results have been even worse. So it's no real great surprise. The thing that I had an issue with, we've put a temporary manager coach in charge till the end of the season, which is Gav Gunning, who was already at the club, and he took on caretaker last season. And he's known as Mad Gav. In his first game, he won 5-0. His second game was a 3-3 draw against Gillingham. And I think we won his third game, we won 2-1. And it was a total contrast to what had gone on before with an absolutely all-out attacking style. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But for me, if you're going to sack the manager now, I would say you should have somebody lined up, bring a new man in, then he's got the time this season to understand what he's got and what he needs to do during the close season for next season.
Yeah.
But so we're going to bring someone in at the end of the season and we start all over again. So, a lot of fans saying, well, no, it is the right thing to do because you want to see what's going on. But, I've got a slightly different view on that. But that's the sort of, I don't know, bad news, good news. The good thing is we've got what we've been crying out for all season, is we've actually signed 2 centre halves, both of them 6'4", and we've been crying out to solid up the defence because we've been playing fullbacks at centre halves all season, which is why we've got the 3rd worst record for goals conceded. So something had to happen. So we brought in 6 players, 2 permanent signings, which is really good. And we've lost this week Hutton, who has the highest rate of assist across all leagues. He's a bit of a Marmite player for Swindon. A lot of fans rate him really highly, obviously on his assists, but his defensive qualities are not as good as they should be. So that's just a bit about us, because the game for us, again, another defeat. And while I was thinking about your game at Sunderland, and was the goal you give away for the header, where the guy had so much space. Well, Swindon Town, Crewe Alexander, both their goals, the forwards had at least 2 yards free in the 6-yard box. And that's what's been happening all season. So, it's another result that we've thrown away. We scored a good goal to get it back to 1 each, but again, just give away bad goals all the time. So hopefully we're going to move on. Now we've got Mad Gav Gunning in charge for the rest of the season. Although there is a pitch inspection tomorrow at 1:00 because we're due to play Tranmere on Saturday, and I suppose they're doing it early in case it is frozen. Yeah. And the big stand we've got on the one side is half the pitch is in shadow. So unless they've got the covers on properly, it can be quite a big problem. So hopefully it's not cancelled, but we'll find out tomorrow. So yeah, that's sort of what's happening at the town. Lots going on off the pitch, and there's been all sorts of issues with ownership and things that have been said by Swindon Town Trust, and then in the chairman's owners now been out doing press conferences, and a lot of things are kicking off. So there's some fans are saying we should have a Reading-esque protest, but I don't think we've come to that yet. We're nowhere near that at the moment.
Just looking forward to seeing Nick running on the pitch on Saturday, even if it's cold up on the frost. Come on.
I'll have a job to get over the barriers. That's the problem, man.
just going back to that manager thing, because I agree with you. I think it should be get someone in now, and then they've got a chance to meet that team. What happens if this guy in caretaker charge, knowing he's going at the end of the season, does a really good job?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah. The only thing is he hasn't got his badges. And I think he's allowed, because he's a caretaker, he's allowed to take the role on. That's my understanding. Or last time he did the covering, he didn't have his badges. Now, I'm not sure whether he's done them since. He may well have, but that's what's being talked about. That he hasn't got the badges, but because it's a caretaker role, they allow it to not be a major issue. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes on. And obviously, I just want to get back to watching a bit of football on Saturday, and hopefully enjoyable.
If he's a caretaker manager, doesn't need his badges, so you can literally have any Tom, Dick, or Harry running your football club, can you? As long as they haven't got the badges, and it's a caretaker job. I'm going to apply for every single manager job until the end of the season.
Only as a caretaker, you can't have it permanently.
I'm literally, once we finish here, I'm putting my application form in for the Forest Green job. Whatever that's happening, you don't want to go there. I'll tell you that for sure. You definitely don't want to go there. So, there's sort of good news, bad news. You're talking about falling in love with lone players. Obviously, we've lost Kemp and Young, who scored 90% of our goals this season. So that's a big blow. And I see Kemp was playing for MK Dons. So they must be looking to keep him, because he can't go anywhere else this season because he's played for two clubs. And Ben Ward's gone back to Burnley, but he's been injured for a long time. Hutton's gone to Gillingham. Mahoney was injured. The keeper gone back to QPR. Lewis Ward, our reserve keeper, he's gone to Charlton, his backup keeper. So we've got a new keeper in, and I'll talk to him when we talk National League, because there is a link there, and a young kid is a backup. So hopefully he can stay injury free, and but he does look fairly decent. He played Saturday. Actually, the three new players all played Saturday. In this sort of mixed report, so hopefully they bed in and be up for it this coming game. So that's where we are with the good old Swindon Town.
Oh, bless you. Bless you. Do you know what, though? Fair play to you. You said 2024, you're going to stay positive. And to be fair, you have. There's a lot going on, but you've done well.
It's probably the most positive I've ever seen somebody whose team's lost and sacked the manager in 1 week. So it's very good there, though.
Can't be bad, can it? Can't be bad. the medication is working.
Well, we're on positive as well. I have got a write-up from Clare, so I do apologise now for looking at my phone, but she has sent me this about Stockport. So, Stockport County 3, Walsall 1. I hope I do it justice, Claire. I am so sorry if I pronounce any of your players' names wrong. You know what I'm like. But she's put, did well to beat the league's informed team, ending their run of 5 wins in a row in the process. The first half was fairly even in terms of the ball, but we got a breakthrough with a mint, and in capitals, she has put mint. Unreal in capitals also. Goal from Akil Wright in the 2nd minute of added time in the first half. Would you believe it? Walsall went down the other way. Crowsdale needlessly put the ball out for a corner, and Walsall levelled in the 4th minute of added time with an unmarked header after new boy Eric Bristol left his man unmarked at the near post.
Eric Bristol, the darts player?
Bristol.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. The second half was a different story, and we upped our game. We took over possession and had a great number of chances. Into the 55th minute, Tanto reacted well right in front of goal after a Camps free kick rebounded and put us 2-1 up. I remember Callum Camps and his brilliant free kicks. Him and Jamie Allen, honestly, they were unreal for Rochdale. So yeah, I miss them. But I'm glad you did it justice for you, Claire. In the 76th minute, Paddy Madden scored from the penalty spot after Connor Lemon High Evans, I think he's called. Sorry, we'll call him Connor Evans. Yeah. Had been brought down. We managed to hit the woodwork too. Really pleased with the way we applied ourselves. So many vital players out injured, so I'm pleased we were able to keep a game plan going and get the win.
If that Lemon High's song isn't the Harry Styles Watermelon Sugar High, then they're really getting it badly wrong. You've got to get a chant about that.
I love it. So it's called Connor Lemon High Evans. So go on, Ant.
It's got to be, I don't know. I don't know.
Go on.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's got to be though, hasn't it?
I love it. And she just said, just to add to my bit, I'm not bothered about winning the league. Just a top 3 spot will do. It's Lemon Hay. Oh, it's Lemon Hay. It's announced. Yeah.
Lemon Claire, be positive.
Connor Lemon Hay. Connor Lemon Hay.
Connor Lemon Hay. Hi, Evans. Yay. She said it was perfect.
So is the guy called Eric Bristol? The guy who scored the own goal?
Yeah, Eric Bristol.
That's the old darts player, isn't it?
It's the darts player.
It's now a footballer, this lad.
Oh, aye. There we go.
Obviously now, just looking at the other games, any standouts for you? I mean, I know
Grimsby and Notts County.
Yeah.
What a mad game.
Yeah. I also want to say as well, I'm just wishing Connor Ainley the best of luck. He's been diagnosed with testicular cancer as well, a Grimsby player. So yeah, I hope obviously he has a speedy recovery. My thoughts are with him. So
definitely.
But yeah, mental game. Absolutely mental. It just shows as well, though. We mentioned, didn't we, about Notts County? Even though they do score goals, they do have a very leaky defence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's only because they've conceded 52 goals, and it's only Swindon, Colchester, and Sutton that have conceded more. So it's all-out attacking football is great. I mean, they scored 60, so that's why they're still in the playoffs. But they got to do something about that defence, just like us.
Do you know what makes me a bit wary though? Now we've just got one of their keepers, Notts County. So I hope it's a decent one and he's not leaking 5 goals. I'm a bit worried now.
Could have been worse. We could have got Eric Bristol.
That's true. That's true.
If he scores a goal, he's got to tip the tap. You're going to have to tell him.
Yeah, that's it.
Signed from Minnesota, so he's obviously American. You won't have a clue who Eric Bristow is. But someone on Stockpot's got to go, oh, when he scored, do that.
Yeah. Show some old video.
The James Madison celebration, he does a darts one.
Yeah, he does a darts thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Clare also mentioned as well. She did say this, to be fair to her. Said from the start that it's a defence that could hinder them. And she's put, no, he's from Maidenhead.
Oh, well, there we go then. So he'll know what that. He's got to do that if he scores. Surely. You're on Bristol, lad.
Just another standout one as well. Gillingham winning. Because obviously they've been a bit up and down, haven't they, recently? Yeah. Got the new manager in, but a great win away from home against Accrington.
Gillingham are massive.
Scoot says.
We haven't said that for a while.
We've not. Salford as well, getting a win against Crawley away from home. They've been massively struggling as well. So great win for them. Newport away at Doncaster. Doncaster are really struggling, aren't they, again?
Yeah.
They are,
they kind of hit form, but they are struggling again, aren't they?
On and off the boil, haven't they? Newport have got Man United at home in the cup, haven't they? So,
they have.
They
have.
Cracking for them.
Obviously, Forest Green getting beat to Harrogate. Harrogate have really been flying at the minute. Have really surprised me as well, because obviously last season they were down there and they're one of them teams what you don't really know what to expect with Harrogate.
No.
But I think they've made a couple of good signings, obviously, in a window. What pains me as well is they have got Abraham Ado, who was a winger for us, and he never hit that full potential that he could. And it feels like for Harrogate now, he's scoring, which he didn't do for us. He's actually becoming the player that we really wanted him to become. So yeah, it's so frustrating. I'm glad for him, but it's so frustrating to see because us fans stuck by him. All we wanted was to see him like try, and he seems to be doing bits for Harrogate. So yeah, annoying. Annoying. A good point for Morecambe as well, obviously, against Mansfield, because as we mentioned, Mansfield are strong, aren't they?
Definitely.
They are strong. Obviously, we spoke about Stockport. Sutton as well. They're struggling in relegation, but a point against Barrow, massive result for them, isn't it? Because Barrow have really been flying under Pete Wild.
Yeah, I took Barrow on my family bets. That's probably why they drew.
It's all your fault, Anne.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tranmere Rovers won, MK Dons 2. I think they actually put MK Dons in is it the playoffs or are they just below the playoffs? Either one.
No, they're just in 7th. They're in the playoffs.
Just in 7th, yeah.
Yeah, they've won 5 out of their last 6. So they're
on a good run at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, on fire on there.
And obviously, Wrexham 2, AFC Wimbledon 0. So, Aled, if you want to send us your thoughts about the Wrexham game, I will read them out. So, please do. And just look at the table. So, Claire did ask us before, who are top of League 2? Stockport are top of League 2. They have 54 points. In second, we have Wrexham on 52 points. Mansfield are third on 50 points. Then we have Barrow, who are fourth on 49 points. Crewe are having a really good season. Like, I was shocked about this. I thought they could struggle this season, but they're doing really well. They're fifth on 47 points. Notts County obviously got a new manager as well now. They are sixth on 43 points. And then MK Dons are 7th on 42 points. In relegation, we have Sutton United on 19 points. And then bottom of the league, we have Forest Green on 18 points. And I actually had a conversation about this. I can't remember. I think it was my dad, actually, I was speaking to it about. And looking at that table, I think it's a bit of a similar situation to last season with us, where obviously you knew we were going down and obviously Hartlepool was struggling. And I feel like Sutton and Forest Green, they will be the two that are going to go down. I can't see that changing anytime soon. What do you guys think?
We mentioned it last week, didn't we? That one of these, both of them, just to stay up, we've got to go on like a championship winning form. Piece of form, and that's not going to happen from either team. I don't think. I think fair play to Forest Green for actually doing the right thing, getting rid of Troy Deeney, and I agree with what Simon's just put on before. Hopefully, Darboe can get over it, and because he's had a horrible year, bless him. Because I'm fairly sure, Simon might put us right, I'm fairly sure he was the guy who missed the decisive penalty in the playoff final. Yeah,
he was.
He's obviously having a really bad year. So let's hopefully he can get some games, get some game time. But I think they're both down. Nick, I don't know about you.
Yeah, you would have said Colchester would be really worried because the teams have got games in hand on them and could draw level. But now they've got the what's the brothers who've gone to Colchester? Cowley brothers. Yeah. You can see them pulling away in climbing the league a bit. If it wasn't for that, I'd say Colchester could be in a fair bit of trouble, but I think they'll probably be okay. But yeah, I think Forest Green have gone, and probably Sutton with them as well.
Yeah, completely agree. Going back as well, Bradford, they drew obviously with Colchester. So Deitch is in the chat as well, who's a Bradford fan. So if you want to send your thoughts on the game, I will read them out. Obviously, I asked for Aled's as well, so I will read them out now.
Yeah, I'll let to see her.
I know. He has put, obviously, Aled is a Wrexham fan for anybody new who has come in, and he has put, in the first half, Wimbledon had the better chances and could have gone 1-0 at half-time, but wasted their chances. In the second half, Wrexham shaded it and scored twice. Fletcher given loads of space, scoring the opener, and also had a good goal by Bullen.
It still baffles me how Stephen Fletcher's playing League Two.
Same. It's crazy. But I tell you what, and I think we did mention this last week as well, they've made some really good signings, Wrexham, haven't they?
Yeah.
Some really good signings. Dietrich in the chat as well has put, we've got loan player Tyreek Wright back, who we had last season from Plymouth. She's buzzing with that. Shawnee has put, Stockport only just top. Wrexham could swap places. Anything can happen with the game in hand. Simon has put, it should be £1 in a swear jar every time someone says MK and Dons together. I'm sorry, I think that was me. So I do apologise. Richard has put, I would worry if I was Salford and Colchester with them having 2 games in hand, only take 2 wins while the other losing, they get close.
Got to win them now.
I don't know.
Yeah, points on the board is always better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's big ask to win.
Do you know what I love about this? Every week, there's so much hate towards MK Dons. It's every week, isn't it? It does make me laugh. In the chat, Mr. Lucas put, Harry Lewis has joined Carlisle from Bradford City, by the way. Yeah, I remember that. I think that happened, was it last week? Or was it early this week? It was one of the two. Dietrich has put, we played all right. A point is a point, but we should have won, to be honest. Debut for our new keeper, Sam Walker. How is he as well? Like to know that, because obviously I have been Harry Lewis, so it's good to know what he was like. Clare has put, yes, they could, but both had 2 games in hand. Like I said anyway, only bothered about top 3, enjoying myself for now. Ha ha, bless her. Dietrich's put, don't remind me, Mr. Luke gutted Harry left. And then Aled has put, our game in hand is against Forest Green away, so don't want to face them after a new manager is appointed. I still can't see them really doing anything. I know they say about new manager bounce and things like that, but I just think they've not really got much this season about them.
It depends who they get in, isn't it? You're going to have to get this appointment right, whoever it is. And the bother is as well, who's going to want to go there? You know, is it a poison chalice, and is it?
Well, Michael Flynn's looking for a job, so he might be well for them.
It wouldn't surprise me if they got someone from like what Notts County have done, and get someone from the league below, and maybe just
get them ready for next season.
Yeah. Maybe just get ready for next season. Yeah, bit like what Sheffield United have done with Wilder. You know, I think Sheffield United knew they were going down, brought Wilder in because I think he'll get them back up.
Richard's got it right. He's put, you've jinxed it now, and watch them go on a great run.
I fully expect Forest Green and
100%.
Now we've ripped them off. Yeah, definitely right.
Definitely. And then obviously moving on, we didn't have many games, so I'll just mention first, a Saturday game in the National League was Eastleigh 0, Southend 1. Great win for Southend, especially away from home. And then Tuesday night, we had Barnsley 2, Carlisle 1 in the league. And then we had Chesterfield 2, Altrincham 1. So no shock there from Chesterfield. They are obviously still winning games, but Altrincham playing well, to be fair. They had their chances, but obviously on the night, Chesterfield. And I think I'm pretty sure did Will Grigg score, or am I talking about the other game? I don't know, probably. But yeah.
Charles, before you do the league table, with obviously not many games being on, so sort of the team I've adopted, Oxford City, didn't play because they were out of the cup as well. But the link in between them and Swindon, by coincidence, is we've signed the Southampton goalkeeper Jack Bycroft, who was on loan to Oxford City. So that's where our keeper's come from. He's been playing at Oxford City, and we just signed him on a permanent, which is good because we've been crying out that our keeper should be a permanent and not a loanee. So that's good news. But he also this season played for Aldershot, who absolutely stuffed us. So the links are all over the place. But the best thing is he's actually a Swindon lad, and his old man is a big supporter of Swindon Town. So I think he was absolutely buzzing when he signed. There were members of the club giving his old man a tour of the ground all around it. So apparently he's really buzzing for it. So that's quite good. And I thought, well, I'm saying, I'll follow Oxford City. Then we go and sign a goalkeeper who's been playing for him. So real coincidences all over the place. So hopefully he does well. He's sounds like he's decent. His main thing was he was down with in the National League South for Taunton and got player of the season. So he's obviously decent. And just very quickly, the other thing on keepers, I don't know if you saw it or watch what Ben Foster on his podcast, and I caught a bit of it, and he was saying he reckons that if you took the 20 keepers from the Prem and put them in the National League, they wouldn't survive, because he said it is so different the way you play in the Prem to the National League. And he said where you've got players will hit a long ball into the heart of the defence, they'll take a corner and put it under the crossbar, and you'll have a 6'4" centre forward going to the keeper saying, "Good luck, pal, you'll need it." And he said it would be really interesting to stick 20 goalkeepers there and see how they do, because it is totally different. Yeah. And he reckons they would just buckle under the pressure that they would come under in the National League. And I thought, yeah, that's really interesting on, how different the leagues are. And I'd love to see it. I mean, it ain't going to happen, but it would be fun.
It would. Imagine Onana. Yeah. Onana, Alisson. Oh, yeah. Mate, that'd be well funny.
Be cracking, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Yeah, obviously he's a decent keeper. He knows what he's on about, so he's not, he's not talking without a bit of authority behind it. So, let's make it happen. Let's have some fun.
Oh, that would be really funny. I'd enjoy watching that.
It would be, wouldn't it? That'd get the crowds in.
Imagine as well how fuming they would be with the referees in the National League.
Oh, God,
because they moan about the referees in the Premier League. Imagine the scenes.
And they wouldn't get the level of protection they get in the Prem.
100% no. Especially with the fans as well. All the rogue fans in the lower leagues.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
That as well, because I'm one.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting what he was saying.
No, that's great. That really made me laugh. It'd be really interesting as well. I'd love to see that. Let's make it happen, even if it's for one game.
Yeah, that's it. It'd be great.
So National League, no change at the top. We have Chesterfield, who are top on 68 points. They do have a game in hand as well. Bromley is second on 56 points. Barnet are third on 55 points. Solihull Moors are fourth on 46 points. Altrincham are fifth on 43 points. Oldham are sixth on 42 points. And there we are. We are in seventh on 41 points.
Stop the league.
Stop it now. Stop it now, please. Please. But obviously, as I did mention, Louis Molden obviously has gone to Northampton now. Wolves recalled him, and we have signed a keeper. He is from Notts County as well, and I forgot his name, so I'm just about to check now. So just bear with me, guys. He is called Tiernan Brooks. So we'll have a look at his Twitter. So he is a professional footballer for Notts County. That's a good sign. And I think he's actually Irish as well. I think he played in the under-21s team. And that's a good sign also, because who else is Irish and plays in the under-21s team? Cian Hayes.
It is.
So you never know. You never know. They might be pals. I think I'm just wishful thinking here.
Have you followed him on Twitter already?
Of course I have.
Yeah.
Of course I have. Oh, funny. And obviously in relegation, we have Ebbsfleet on 21 points. No, a 21st. I'm getting my words mixed up now. 21st on 27 points. AFC filed a 22nd on 25 points. Oxford City a 23rd on 24 points. And in bottom of the league, we have Kidderminster on 20 points. Just looking at that, though, it's very close in the National League as well. And obviously, you've got the likes of Gateshead, who have a couple of games in hand. Obviously, Aldershot as well. It's very close, especially looking at the playoffs. Very close. At the bottom as well, Kidderminster. I do feel for Kidderminster, because when they played us, we've seen some glimpses from Kidderminster, but they just seem to be really struggling this season. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is the National League. And obviously going on to the FA Trophy now. And just bear with me, if you do see where the teams have drawn, that was the final result, but then the team in the green won on penalties. So that's the way I've done it. So obviously, AFC Fylde lost. Always nice to see. Always nice to see that top result. I mean, should we just stop there now? No. Avely. That was a really good impression of me, that. Actually, that was bang on. But yeah, AFC Fylde obviously lost 1-0 to Avely. Bath were 0-0 against Colville. Obviously, Colville won on penalties. Bishop Stortford beat Aldershot 6-1. I mean, I was shocked at that.
That's a hell of a surprise, isn't it? Yeah.
That is a shocker. I will just go to Mr. Luke. Sorry, he has sent his match analysis. So Gateshead.
He's wrote an essay.
I know.
Go on, Lukey boy.
To Weston-super-Mare. This could have been our draw, but they beat us. They battered us when they obviously beat us in the FA Trophy. But Gateshead obviously won on penalties. So Mr. Luke has put, well, I've got to say we were quite poor in the first half, and then we got that goal before half-time. Fair play to the bloke who scored a hell of a goal for Weston-super-Mare. 2 minutes gone. Second half, we did a bit better. We scored straight away as the second half started. However, we needed to kill the game off as Weston-super-Mare were putting pressure on us constantly. Just scroll down. What am I doing? There we are. We got punished for that, and they scored in the last minute to take it to penalties, which we took our penalties very well, except for Dean Gangers, who was saved. That's a shock as well, because he's a very good player, him.
Yeah, he's the one scoring all the goals, isn't he?
He really is. But then again, penalty, it's just it's 50-50, isn't it? You either score or you miss. And then through to the next round of the FA Trophy, where we play Hereford. They beat us in it was the FA Cup qualifier, and they looked a really good team. I think, is it Paul Caddis?
He was their captain. Well, twice he lifted the League Two trophy, 2 separate seasons. He's good. He's a good player, Paul Caddis was, and he's doing really well at Hereford. Obviously, they're I think they're the same as any other club on sort of a low budget, and he's got them playing really well apparently.
Yeah, they've got Paul Downing as well, who was at Portsmouth. It was on loan for us, I think, was it last season? I think it was the season before, sorry. And he's obviously played for Portsmouth as well, so he's a very experienced defender. And I think they've been quite consistent as of late, haven't they, Hereford? And I think they are up there in the table. So, yeah, I think that'll be a very tough game because they really did play well against us, and they beat us 1-0. We had our chances, we just didn't take them. So I don't think it'll be an easy game, that at all. As well, Mr. Luke, is it at Hereford or is it at Gateshead? That'll be interesting to know as well, because I think Hereford are quite good at home. And he's also put, we've got Dorking on Saturday, cannot make it sadly, but hopefully we can get those 3 points. Hope you do. Actually, no, I hope you don't, because then if we lose, you're near us, so I'm sorry. I like you. You're a great lad, but no. Dorking all the way. I'm so sorry, Mo. But yeah, just going on to the other results as well. Hartlepool, obviously 0-0, but they got beat on penalties.
Yeah.
I don't think
Hartlepool.
Yeah, I don't think it's a worse thing though, because I just think obviously with the current situation, I think the league is more important for them at the minute, because obviously we need to concentrate on kind of building the team. And I don't know. Let's just go back to the table a minute. How far are they off relegation? So they're only 4 points, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think
I didn't say anything about Hartlepool because it might get us banned from TikTok again.
I know. That was funny. That I don't know why that happened.
I know. That was lovely about them.
But yeah, I don't think it's actually the worst thing, to be fair, for Hartlepool.
It's not. You're right.
Because obviously they do need to concentrate on the league and obviously surviving. As we mentioned before, Hereford beating Torquay 2-0. Great win for them. Peterborough Sports beating Horsham 3-0. Chorley winning 2-1. And then just on to the next slide. Kidderminster 0, Altrincham 0, but Kidderminster winning on penalties. Good result for them. That one, Macclesfield 5, Dorking 0. Dorking 0, though. Dorking are having a bit of a mare at the minute, aren't they?
They are.
We'll keep saying that because then they'll be Gateshead at weekend. So Dorking are having a nightmare.
For some reason, I've always liked Macclesfield, and I don't even know why. I've just got a little lovely little affection for them.
Oh, they're a really good club, and
I'm gonna make them my non-league team, like Mr. Nick's done with Oxford City.
It's good to have
Rochdale. It should be Rochdale, Ant. Come on.
Well, Rochdale have always been non-league team, but
I'll let you off then. I'll let you off. Oldham. This one made me laugh. Oldham 1, Hendon 2. So Hendon scored and they were 1-0 up. I think it was the 63rd minute they scored and went 1-0 up. And then in 90+3, Oldham got given a penalty, obviously scored it. And then 90+6, Hendon got the winner. But I don't know if any of you have seen Hendon's goal. But no. Magnus Norman, Oldham's goalkeeper, I actually put him, and I am really sorry, I actually put him in my worst Rochdale starting 11 when I did the Dale Way podcast when me and Isabel did our best and our worst. He was my goalkeeper for my worst starting 11, and I will send you the video after, and I don't know if anyone in the chat has seen it, but instead of catching the ball when the Hendon player has had the shot, it's obviously... He saved it, but it's gone straight to a Hendon player who's just then tapped it in, and... Honestly, he should have caught it. Even I could have caught it, and I'm a numpty. I can't see. I squint. You all know that. And I'm bad at football, but even I could have caught that.
I'll have to put it in our chat. I
will put it in the chat.
I'm fairly sure when you came on What a Ball It, you mentioned Magnus Norman because that name stuck with us.
Yes, I probably did. But honestly, it was awful. And if anyone else wants to see it, I will retweet it on my Twitter page so you can all see. But it is one of them where you look at the goalkeeper and think, no, you should have done better with that. You should have done better. But fair play to Hendon as well. And it's one of them for Oldham because I think from an Oldham perspective, they are probably one of the strongest teams in this competition. And on paper, they have got a really good team. Obviously, we've got Mickey Mellon as manager. So it is probably something they'll look upon and think we could have done better. We could have possibly had the day out at Wembley. But I think also at the same time, they have finally got in the playoffs now. So obviously it's not the worst thing for them as well, because obviously they can concentrate on playoffs and staying in the playoffs. So Radcliffe 1, Barnet 2.
Oh, I like Radcliffe.
I like Radcliffe.
I just like non-league teams in around the Manchester area.
I know, I was going to say.
Really, you are? The Radcliffe's not far from Rochdale, isn't it?
It's just near Bury. It's just near Bury, Radcliffe. Solihull Moors 5, Nantwich 1. To be expected, to be fair, that. Welling 2, Chesterfield 0.
Get in, Welling.
I know. What a result for them. And then that's it.
There we are.
That is all the football. I know. That is all the football we've talked about. So, yeah, it's a lot. And then Mr. Luke, thanks, but I deserved it, to be fair. But right, I see
Mr. Luke saying the game's at Hereford.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but the seats on the side stand are the steepest you've ever been in. It feels like they're going to tip you out. They are so steep. Honestly, they're like that. And you're sitting there and don't move too quick, because they're just going to throw you out and you'll go tumbling down the stands. Yeah,
is it worse than Gillingham?
Oh, no.
I've never been to Gillingham, so
you never want
to. No, honestly. I haven't done that. That's one that I haven't been to.
But anyway, that's the end of our football chat, and what a pleasure it's been. I mean, we've talked Championship, we've talked League One, we've talked a few midweek games, and obviously the FA Trophy. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you guys as well. So thank you for spending nearly 2 hours with me. I bet that's hard work for you all.
That's gone quick, Char. I enjoyed that. That was good.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Always
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But Nick, if anybody wants to find you, where can they find you? Your socials and obviously your podcast.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'll still call it that. Ocus_road and Fools Rushing podcast. STFC on a Monday and a Friday. Not always on everyone because there's 12 of us and it sort of alternates depending who's available. So yeah, tune in, have a look.
Love that, and it's such a good watch as well. So definitely tune in. And where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter as well, or X, or whatever it is. I'll always call it Twitter, to be honest. I'm an ant_Waterson. Also at Howie Pod, which is the Sunderland women's podcast, where you're also on a Monday. So just watch Nick. But that's at 8:30 if anyone on Twitter Spaces, if anyone wants to pop in. Good luck to the lasses on Sunday because I've got Sheffield United in what will be a fantastic game of football. Good luck to the lads against Hull tomorrow night, which I'll miss because I'm at work. But never mind.
Sorry, button in chart before you finish off.
Fine, don't worry.
What's your youth team like? How are they doing? Like the under-18s in the FA Cup? Yeah.
Not bad because I think we've got Gillingham in the next round, haven't we?
Yeah, because we play the winners of that. Because
nice.
Swindon beat Man United.
Yeah.
2-0, and United had won all 11 games of theirs in the under-18s Prem.
Yeah.
And I think Swindon haven't conceded a goal in that competition. They're doing so much better than their first team. I caught a bit of it on YouTube, and they played really, really well. So
I think our game got called off because of the pitch. There was a fraud pitch. But I mean, we've got, obviously, I've mentioned Chris Rigg, haven't I, on this podcast a couple of times. And he's been like, they're alternating in between like the first team, the under-23s and the under-18s, so we can play football.
Right.
Like a lad called Tom Watson, who you've got to watch out for, and he's going to be a superstar. Absolute superstar. So yeah, we could get. Hopefully, it's somewhere where we can both watch.
Yeah, well, if you get through, we're away, so I don't know where you play your games.
It'll be at Bolton, I would imagine. Yeah, probably at Bolton where the lasses play.
Right.
So, I'll try and watch it. If it's where fans are allowed in, I'll go and watch it.
Yeah, I think there was over 2,000, just over 2,000 Tuesday night for the game for under 18. So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
Well, best of luck. Best of luck.
Yeah. Yeah, he says through gritted teeth.
I was going to say, it doesn't mean it.
We'll still be friends afterwards. So.
Yeah, of course we will. Yeah.
Oh, funny. And of course, if anybody wants to follow me, I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. My Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. And obviously, the most important bit. So we are the Absolute Football Podcast. We are on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday. And you can find us on X, even though I hate calling it X, it will always be Twitter and
It'll
a little bird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. So we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads, if anybody goes on Threads, if anybody, I don't know, that kind of was a thing, and then it just went, didn't it? Really quick.
Died.
But yeah, that's Absolute Football Podcast _ on Facebook. We have an Absolute Football Podcast. On Monday, we have our Premier League and European show. Wednesday is our WSL show, and then obviously on Thursday you can catch us award winners for the lower league show, and they're all at 8:30. But of course,
she's gone.
Pressing the
what an idiot!
Pressing the wrong buttons again.
No, I was off. I did. I meant to press this one. Sorry,
Char, just one more thing. Sorry, I've just looked on Twitter and it says former Swindon Town boss, now a front runner to be next Forest Green manager, Michael Flynn. That would be quality if it happens. God, that'd be ripping it all over the place.
Heard it here first on the
I told you.
You'll have to put it on your burner account now, Nick.
I will, yeah. God, I should have gone on Sky Bet.
Oh, I love it. But honestly, thank you so much to everyone that has been talking football with us for 2 hours. We appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely weekend. And I hope your teams get 3 points, obviously, apart from yours, Mr. Luke. Sorry. No offense. I still love you, but I had to get that dig in before we go. But thank you so much, everybody, and take care.
Yeah,
Bye.
cheers, folks.
Good night.